Embossed Menorah Acrylic Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish.
Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be taking a break from the Christmas designs and I'm going to be doing one for Hanukkah. So in this video I will be doing a gold embossed menorah. So this is a simple technique that you can use for all sorts of things. I know I used it for snowflakes, and there will be a link to that video in the description box below when I upload it if I haven't already. And so this design, like I said, is a gold embossed menorah, and you could make this in advance if you know you have a client coming in that is going to want this design. And it's simple and it's elegant and it's really pretty, and I hope you like it, and don't forget to click subscribe to see my future videos as well.
So I'm going to start with a reasonably dark blue acrylic overlay, and then I'll add a layer of clear acrylic on top of that. And briefly, I just want to mention, not part of the inspiration for this design, a friend of mine who is this wonderful, amazing lady that I have seen come out of her shell so much in the past couple years, and I kind of hope I have a little to do with that. But she's a very good friend of mine, and she celebrates Hanukkah, and she sent me a Christmas tree photo right in the beginning of December with the caption, "I hope I sent you your first Christmas tree this year." And that was so wonderful and so beautiful, and just something that was so sweet, and it really is the person that she is. But it was just something so nice, and I had already planned on doing this design, but that moment, it really cemented it in my head that this was really something that I wanted to do. And so I was really happy to do this. I'm not Jewish, but this really, I enjoyed making it. I feel sometimes in this world there's a lack of respect for varying belief systems and varying views, and there's a little bit of a taboo with celebrating multiple holidays for some people. And so I kind of want to break that and do the little bit I can. So I decided that this was definitely a design that I had to do just for myself. So I filed that nail, and now I'm going to be painting my menorah on a nail form backing with some gel paint. So I started in the center just painting a longer line, and then on either side of that longer line I'm going to be painting 4 shorter lines. These are each going to be a candle holder, and so these are just little dabs of black gel paint, and at the moment they're not touching each other, they're not connecting. I am trying to keep them evenly spaced, and the bottom line all about the same height or the same level. Try to keep that straight. If you wanted, you could draw your menorah previously on a piece of paper underneath it, and then if your nail form backing is a little clear, it would show through. And then I'm just going to little top to each of those little lines, just a little, almost like T's, a whole bunch of little T's. So now from that center line, I'm going to be painting the Star of David underneath it. So the first thing is going to be painting a triangle, and when you're painting with gel paint, make sure that you kind of use a really light brush stroke, because if you try to put too much pressure on it, the gel paint is going to get really thin, and you do need it to have a little bit of thickness so that when you pull it off the nail form backing, it doesn't fall apart on you. So it's one triangle, and then you invert the triangle and paint another one right over the top of it. So now I'm going to be connecting each of those lines. So I'm going to start by connecting the 2 that are closest to the center with just a little U shape, and then connecting the 2 farthest away from each other with a larger U shape that goes around the Star of David. So you've sort of enclosed that shape now. And then connect the rest of them with just little swoops between them like that. So then in those little gaps that I have going just in the space in between, I'm just going to add a little filigree pattern, nothing too fancy, just a couple swirls just to fill it in. Plus all of these extra lines in there are really going to support this design, and it's going to make it stronger for when you peel it off and give it some extra strength. So just a couple lines like that. And so now I'm going to be painting a little base on my menorah. So once again, black gel paint. And then after this, I'm going to be adding flames to each of the candles. Now this is something that I don't know, you could do it like I did and paint the flames. Otherwise, if you wanted, you could leave them without and then add a little gold gem or stud each night so that it was like you were lighting the candles going down the line. I thought that would be a good idea too. So you can do it either way. But for me, I'm just going to paint the flames so that it looks like a finished, complete design. And so now I'm going to be adding a second coat of the black gel paint over everything. And so this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The one thing you do want to keep in mind is, because you can't really tell where you've added a second coat and where you have not, is that you want to sort of go in either the same order that you painted it the first time, or work your way from left to right, or just do it in a way that you're going to remember what you've done and what you haven't done, so that everything gets a second coat, so that it has a little bit of thickness and a little bit of strength. The other thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you cure it. After that first coat throw it in your lamp, cure it fully, and then bring it back out. And my gel paint does not have a tacky layer on it after it is cured, and so I don't have to worry about adding any sort of gel top coat on top of that. If yours does have a tacky layer, just paint over it. The second coat could have been with a no wipe gel top coat instead. So now I'm going to be using a silicone tool, just a flat one, and I'm going to be burnishing in my gold chrome powder. Just like that. And as you can see, it is really picking it up over that gel paint beautifully, and I'm just really buffing it in. It does not take a lot of that powder, so make sure you just use a little bit very carefully. I'm now just loosening it from that nail form backing. So then I added a sizable amount of nail glue on that nail, and I spread it out with my cotton, just a Q-tip, and then I set down the menorah on the nail. I'm just going to sort of hold it in place, make sure it's centered, and then using a piece, I waited too long. My nail glue dried. That's about par for the course. Whenever I use nail glue, it's a disaster. So I took it off, and then I'll just put it back on. So it actually does stick this time. Make sure it's centered once again, and then using a piece of plastic wrap, just wrap it around there and hold it. The plastic wrap will peel off, but it's going to make sure that everything is down, everything is nice and securely, and it's not going to have any pieces that are sticking up. And then along the cuticle, I'm going to attach 5 little gold studs, largest one in the center. So I started with that one, and then a smaller one on either side, like 2 smaller going then actually I did 7. I didn't do only 5. I did 7 rhinestones or studs. Then adding the rest of them going around just like that. This having the rhinestones or studs going around the cuticle is one of my favorite looks, so I want to make sure I included that. And then applying a layer of gel sealer over everything, so just go up and over the menorah and also up and over the rhinestone studs. My goodness, I can't say what I'm trying to think here. And so then cure that, and that is all done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this design, and please share any recreations with me on Facebook and Instagram. I really would absolutely love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!